Hello everyone and welcome to Synapse. Today, we are diving into an exciting chapter in biology for Class 9, Aids to Health. Our specific focus is on the fascinating sulfonamide group of medicines. We'll explore these early but powerful antibacterial drugs, starting from the basics and gradually moving to their complex mechanisms and impact on medicine. Get ready for a journey through easy, medium, hard, and hardest levels of understanding. Let's kick things off with the easy level. Have you ever wondered how some of the very first medicines fought off infections? Sulfonamides were pioneers in this fight. Sulfonamides, often called sulfa drugs, are a special group of man-made medicines. They were among the first effective tools doctors had to fight bacterial infections. Think of them as early superheroes in the world of medicine. Instead of directly killing bacteria, these medicines cleverly stop bacteria from growing and multiplying. This gives our body's own immune system a chance to catch up and clear the infection. Before these drugs, many common infections were deadly, so their discovery was a huge step forward, saving countless lives by treating things like pneumonia and urinary tract infections. To give you a simple example, a medicine often used today combines a sulfonamide called sulfamethoxazole with another drug, trimethoprim. This combination is quite effective for various bacterial issues. So, in essence, sulfonamides are synthetic drugs that were groundbreaking for their ability to halt bacterial growth, allowing our natural defenses to take over and heal us. They truly paved the way for many modern antibiotics we use today. Now, let's test your understanding with a few easy questions. Pause the video, think about the answers, and then continue when you're ready to check your knowledge. Good luck! Ready to go a bit deeper? At the medium level, we'll uncover the intriguing story behind sulfonamides and how they perform their antibacterial magic. The story of sulfonamides began in 1932 with German chemist Gerhard Domack. He discovered prontosil, a red dye that surprisingly had powerful antibacterial effects inside living organisms. This wasn't just any discovery, it earned Domack a Nobel Prize and marked a pivotal moment in medical history, long before penicillin became widely available. Prontosil proved that synthetic chemicals could be used to target and fight off infections within the body, opening up a whole new field of medicine. So, how do they work? Bacteria, unlike us, must produce their own folic acid, a vital nutrient for their growth and multiplication. Sulfonamides cleverly interfere with this process. They block a specific enzyme that bacteria need to make folic acid. Imagine it like a roadblock on the bacteria's food production highway. Without enough folic acid, bacteria can't build new DNA or proteins, and thus, they can't multiply, effectively halting the infection and giving our immune system the upper hand. While newer antibiotics exist, sulfonamides are still valuable, especially for certain infections. They are commonly prescribed for urinary tract infections, some respiratory issues, and specific skin conditions. However, like all medicines, they can have side effects. These can range from allergic reactions like skin rashes and increased sensitivity to sunlight, to less common but more serious issues like blood disorders. Doctors always weigh these risks against the benefits when prescribing them. Time for some more practice questions. Take a moment to answer these medium-level questions based on what we've just discussed. This will help solidify your understanding of sulfonamides' history, mechanism, and uses. You've got this. Stepping up to the hard level. Here, we'll dissect the precise biochemical mechanism of sulfonamides, explore how bacteria fight back, and understand their role in modern medicine. Sulfonamides were revolutionary as the first systemic antibacterial agents. Their core structure is derived from para-aminobenzenesulfonamide, and the active form, sulfanilamide, is released in the body. Their true brilliance lies in their highly specific mechanism. Bacteria synthesize their own folic acid, a vital coenzyme for DNA, RNA, and protein synthesis. Sulfonamides are structural lookalikes of para-aminobenzoic acid, or PABA, a key ingredient bacteria use to make folic acid. By mimicking PABA, sulfonamides competitively bind to and inhibit the bacterial enzyme dehydropterol synthase, effectively shutting down the bacterial folic acid production line. Since human cells get folic acid from their diet, our cells are largely unaffected, which is why these drugs are selectively toxic to bacteria. However, bacteria are clever and have developed resistance. One major way is by altering their dehydropterol synthase enzyme, making it less receptive to sulfonamides while still binding PABA effectively. Another strategy is to simply produce more PABA, overwhelming the drug's competitive inhibition. To combat this, sulfonamides are often combined with trimethoprim. This combination, known as cotrimoxazole, offers a synergistic effect. Trimethoprim inhibits a later enzyme in the folic acid pathway, dihydrofolate reductase. By blocking two different steps, this sequential blockade is far more potent and effective, making the combination a powerful tool against resistant strains. This combination is still crucial for infections like UTIs and nocardia. Understanding the pharmacokinetics is also key. Sulfonamides are generally well absorbed orally and distributed throughout the body, primarily excreted by the kidneys. Their clinical relevance, though narrowed by resistance, remains significant for specific infections. For example, they are indispensable for treating nocardia infections, certain types of urinary tract infections, and even some parasitic infections when used in combination. This deep dive into their mechanism and resistance highlights the ongoing battle between medicine and microbes, and how strategic drug combinations can extend the life of these vital antibiotics. Now, it's time to challenge yourself with the hard-level practice questions. These questions require you to think critically about the mechanisms, resistance, and clinical applications of sulfonamides. Take your time, analyze the information, and provide comprehensive answers. You're doing great. Welcome to the hardest level. Here, we'll delve into the intricate scientific and historical context of sulfonamides, explore their detailed biochemical pathways, discuss their diverse classifications, and analyze their lasting impact and future challenges in competitive depth. The discovery of sulfonamides began with prontosil, a red azo dye. It was Joseph Clarer and Fritz Meets who synthesized it, but Gerhard Domag's in vivo studies in 1932 revealed its remarkable antibacterial properties against streptococcal infections. A crucial follow-up by French researchers identified that prontosil was a prodrug. Its active metabolite, sulfanilamide, was released within the body. This revelation was groundbreaking, establishing the principle that synthetic chemicals could selectively target pathogens inside a living host, thus pioneering the field of systemic chemotherapy and setting the stage for all subsequent synthetic antimicrobial drug development, years before penicillin's widespread clinical use. At a molecular level, sulfonamides are elegant competitive inhibitors. They are structural analogues of para-aminobenzoic acid, or PABA, a vital substrate for bacteria. Specifically, sulfonamides bind to and inhibit the enzyme dehydropterol synthase. This enzyme is responsible for condensing PABA with dihydropteridine pyrophosphate to form dihydroroic acid, an essential intermediate in the bacterial folate synthesis pathway. By blocking this step, sulfonamides effectively deplete the bacterial cell of tetrahydrofolic acid, or THF. THF is indispensable for one-carbon transfers required in the synthesis of purines, thymidylate, and specific amino acids, all critical for bacterial DNA, RNA, and protein synthesis. The selective toxicity arises because mammalian cells obtain preformed folate from their diet and lack this specific bacterial enzyme, making humans largely immune to this mechanism. Sulfonamides are diverse and classified based on their pharmacokinetic properties. Short-acting ones like sulfasoxazole are rapidly absorbed and excreted, ideal for acute infections. Intermediate-acting drugs, such as sulfamethoxazole, are often combined with trimethoprim for enhanced efficacy and broader spectrum. Long-acting sulfonamides, like sulfadoxine, persist longer in the body and were historically used for malaria prophylaxis. Beyond systemic uses, there are poorly absorbed sulfonamides, like sulfasalazine, which act locally in the gastrointestinal tract, proving invaluable for inflammatory bowel diseases. Furthermore, topical applications, such as silver-sulfadiazine, are crucial for preventing infections in burn wounds and treating certain eye infections. This broad array of formulations highlights their versatility and continued relevance in niche applications. Despite their pioneering role, sulfonamides face significant challenges. Widespread use has led to extensive bacterial resistance through mechanisms like mutations in the dihydropterone synthase gene, increased PUBA production, or the acquisition of new resistance genes. Additionally, adverse drug reactions range from common hypersensitivity issues like rashes and photosensitivity, to severe conditions like Stevens-Johnson syndrome, and hematological toxicities such as hemolytic anemia, particularly in G6PD deficient individuals. However, the synergistic combination with trimethoprim, known as cotrimoxazole, remains a cornerstone treatment for critical infections like pneumocystis pneumonia in immunocompromised patients, nocardiosis, and specific urinary tract infections, demonstrating a powerful legacy and continued indispensable role in modern antimicrobial therapy, even as research continues to explore new derivatives. Now, let's tackle the first set of hardest level questions. These questions require deep analytical thinking and a comprehensive understanding of the historical, biochemical, and pharmacological aspects of sulfonamides. Take your time to formulate detailed and accurate responses, demonstrating your mastery of the subject matter. Good luck! Here are the remaining questions for the hardest level. Continue to push your understanding and connect the various concepts we've explored. These questions are designed to challenge you and ensure you have a truly robust grasp of the sulfonamide group of medicines. Keep up the excellent work. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the sulfonamide group of medicines. We've journeyed from their basic function to complex biochemical mechanisms, historical impact, and current challenges. If you found this session insightful and want to explore more such topics, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting educational content. Keep learning and stay curious.